before the process goes any further. And while I'm still in control, you could just say killing Brandon was a crime of passion. You beat up your girlfriend, you went nuts. You could plead down to lesser than premeditation. Save your brother's career. You know, if not, if you drag this on, then Dante stays compromised, and it's gonna come back to get him.
God, Lord, but you love the sound of your own voice.
Yeah. Diane, get Michael out of here right now.
Look, you don't rule this world, okay, Morgan? Michael's being charged with murder. Well, unless you would like to confess. Evidence against Michael to bring murder charges. So if you got something game-changing to offer, you may want to do it now.
No one's offering anything today.
Yeah, I want to see the video footage.
Oh, how do you know we have that?
Mr. Morgan is on the video footage. He has every right to see it. All right. Okay, now watch. Watch, right? I'm freezing it right there. What do you see?
I see Michael holding Brandon at gunpoint.
No. It is Michael, yes, but it's shot from behind. It's impossible to tell what, if anything, is in his hand.
You know, she's got a point, Ronnie. I mean, we can't tell if he's got a gun in his hand or if he's just giving the guy directions.
Wow. You're unbelievable. Huh? Yeah, you run right to Jason. You can't get there fast enough. Telling him everything and anything that we do here at the station. And now you're twisting yourself in knots to disparage the evidence? You're on thin ice, pal, I'm telling you. I mean, you're still on thin ice from the last time that you tried to protect your brother.
Okay, detective. And I'm assuming it is still detective, right? Because I'm just waiting with bated breath for the day that you are demoted down to traffic cop. Now, did I just hear you berate a fellow officer for pointing out an obvious flaw in your so-called evidence?
Dante, you need to get out of this as soon as you can. Well, unless you don't mind the brass thinking you're knee-deep in a murder cover-up.
Do you remember why you liked me?
Detective, if you have an issue with the conduct of a fellow officer, I suggest you take it up with internal affairs. And right now, your conduct, far more questionable than that of Detective Falconeri. Doesn't even matter. My priority, my clients. Because this little powwow has done nothing but waste everybody's time. So far, you haven't shown me one shred of evidence, concrete, irrefutable, which connects Jason Morgan or Michael Corinthos to the crime.
I love lawyers. You know, you think if you string enough words together, you could talk your way out of anything.
Okay, well, maybe... My fault. Maybe I've just misunderstood, and this grainy cell phone footage is just a preamble. And now you're going to click forward and show me the real evidence. Something other than Michael having a conversation with Brendan Lowell. Because that's all you got. There is no weapon. Brendan Lowell walks away from that conversation alive and unharmed. You know, I could make a case for unprofessionalism with regard to you, because the higher-ups tend to take a dim view of cops who misrepresent evidence in order to coerce a confession.
Listen, I made sure Michael's lawyer was present before questioning. I didn't misrepresent a damn thing. We got tape here with Michael confronting the victim, and then said victim shows up with 2 bullets in the back of his head. Execution style, I may add. It was a little sloppy, though. It was like someone trying to earn their stripes.
Speculative, and I might add, defamatory.
Look, Ronnie, we don't have enough evidence to hold Michael, okay? So unless you want to confess to something after all...
No. You know what? Why don't you get out, okay? 2, you need to decide which one of you need to get your affairs in order, because this is not going away.
Careful, Detective. Your personal bias is showing.
You may want to stick around and consult with Detective Falconeri, because this internal affairs investigation may happen sooner than you think.
Look, I don't give a damn what happens to Jason, but if Michael gets sent up to Pentonville for another murder, we'll never see him again.
Michael grew up this...
Dante.
Ronnie Domestico is working on an arrest warrant for Michael.
Well, that can't happen. You have to stop it.
Well, I'm not so sure that Michael didn't kill Brandon.
How can you say that?
Well, my brother has one hell of a temper, especially when he's protecting someone he loves.
In other words, me.
Brandon was roughing you up. He was threatening you.
Michael didn't kill Brandon.
How can you be so sure?
How can you not be?
Look, it's my job to question, and right now I'm wondering, between you and Michael, who's covering what for whom?
Okay, all Diane did was buy us some time because that cell phone footage will be admissible in court.
It doesn't prove anything.
It doesn't matter. The prosecutors are going to be able to convince a jury that the gun is in your hand, whether they can actually see it or not. That's what lawyers do.
Yeah, the justice system, right? Yeah, what crap.
Well, it's a fact of our life, so I need the truth. Did you kill Brandon?
No. Jason, I'll never lie to you, I swear.
You might feel like you have to if Abby were involved.
What do you mean, Abby?
Are you covering for Abby? Did she kill Brandon?
I've been rooting for you and Michael since the get-go. Okay, I think you've been amazing for him. But you also had a life before him. A difficult one. You were a victim of domestic violence. And I know a lot of women in your situation get desperate to find a way to make that stop.
Is there something you want to accuse me of, Detective?
Brandon was stalking you. He beat you up. Anyone can see how that would make you snap.
You think you understand me? Have you ever been in a relationship with someone who tries to kick your ass every time you leave? Or who manipulates your insecurities to the point where you think that's all you're worth? Don't stand here armed with your crap that you can read in a pamphlet and think that you can draw some kind of conclusions about me.
All I'm saying is that if you reached your limit and you did snap, you wouldn't be the first. Courts are a lot more lenient these days. You have an eyewitness to the physical abuse that Brandon did to you. You have a paper trail at the PCPD and the hospital of the attempted rape. You can come out of this hole. Michael, on the other hand, another murder charge and he's done for life. And don't kid yourself and think that Sonny can protect him.
You're supposed to be protecting him. But from what I've seen, you're not very good at it. That night when Brandon almost raped me, you told me that if I pressed charges, they'd stick. Well, guess what? They didn't. He sailed right out of jail from under your nose.
That's because you didn't listen to my advice, Abby, and you dropped the charges.
He was already out on bail. He was threatening to take Michael into court. I mean, you know, I couldn't risk anything happening to Michael.
You're risking that right now.
You are part of Brandon's investigation team here. Why don't you turn up another suspect?
Why do you think I'm here, Abby?
Abby didn't kill Brandon.
Does she have an alibi?
Do you? Neither do I. It doesn't prove
You
anything.
haven't answered the question. You know Abby didn't kill Brandon. Why? Just because she says so?
She would never let me take the fall for something that she did. She wouldn't, Jason.
Okay, I believe that.
Yeah, then why are we having this
Because
conversation?
maybe Abby's hoping it doesn't get that far.
You know, it sounds like you've already decided that she's guilty.
I gotta be prepared.
Prepared to protect me at all costs, right? Because God knows I can't take care of myself. But don't even think about trying to pin a murder on Abby to save me. I will not let that happen.
I understand that you want Abby protected, okay? And for your sake, I'm gonna do whatever it takes to keep her safe, but I need your help.
Okay, just tell me what to do.
This is not gonna go away. The cops are gonna keep pushing. They're gonna pressure Abby, they're gonna pressure you, just like Ronnie always does. He's gonna push your buttons about Abby. You cannot let him get to you.
Okay, I hear you. I'll be aware. You would have done it.
Done what?
Confess yourself to take the heat off me.
Doesn't matter, I didn't do anything. And don't get any crazy ideas, okay? Because nobody, especially Abby, wants you confessing to something that you didn't do.
Look, all my life I've known how to act in an honorable way. You taught me that. I'm never going to do anything you wouldn't do.
I appreciate your honesty. Stings a little, but hey, you're just doing your job. If it takes the heat off Michael, suspect me all you want.
Well, you know, it makes sense, Abby. You can't deny your life was a lot easier with Brandon out of the picture. I mean, even with him dead, you still have a hell of a lot of anger towards him.
Don't you think if I killed him, some of that anger would dissipate?
You know, I don't know. I'm not a shrink. I'm just dealing with the facts in front of me.
Well, I don't know what to tell you.
Why don't you tell me that you really do care about Michael, and you're not using him to keep yourself out of trouble?
If I told you that, would you believe me?
I'd like to.
But?
Yeah, but I gotta go back to work, and hopefully I come up with a killer other than you or Michael. But I'm telling you right now, if you did this, if you're the one who killed Brandon, you're the one going down for it. There's no way I'm letting my brother take the fall for you.
Look, I did something really careless. When I went after Brandon, I did not check for witnesses.
Somebody saw you?
Yeah, it gets worse. He filmed it with a cell phone.
Oh, God. God.
No, I got a bit of a break, though. It was shot from behind. The footage is grainy, and you can't actually see the gun. But I can tell that Diane and Jason are sweating.
This is so wrong. I mean, I wanted to be good for you, and now look, I've made this horrible mess.
Abby, that is so not true. You gave me back my life.
And now I'm just taking it away.
You cannot blame yourself because your ex-boyfriend was an abusive pig.
My horrendous decision to be with Brandon in the first place is what dragged you into this. This isn't fair that you should be the one to pay. I have to make this right.
What do you mean make this right?
Police, open up. Warrant came down fast. I'm here to arrest you for the murder of Brandon Lowell.